So as you can see, over yonder, we are going over Mr. Ke Jie. Mr. Ke Jie versus Kono RIn. So we have Chinese player versus Japanese player. You don't get that very often. You don't get that very often. So we're going to go over this game today. It's a very short game. I will not tell you who won. But is that Kono RIn opens up with a 4-4 point. And white says, ooh, I'm super scared of you. Does not open up in the upper left 4-4 point. No. He opened up in the bottom left. So he's saying, you can't diagonal me. So, I don't know. Kind of weird. Young Chinese aggressive player is saying he doesn't want to get into a fighty diagonal game. Seems kind of sketchy to me. But alright. 3-4, we're going to go into either Chinese or Orthodox. Double 4-4 points now from white. Black gets to choose whatever opening he wants. Is it going to be this? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be this? It's going to be neither of them. He takes a high enclosure. The enclosure says I want to kind of like do kind of coolio extensions over here because I got like a wall and like extension would be really good. White takes away approach, enclosure for himself, threatening extension over here. Black says we are not going to get into nitty-gritty fighting. I'm not going to play here. I'm not playing here. I'm not playing on the inside. I'm playing here because I want to try to build. White backs off. Hard to go wrong in your opening as white here with this. If you're not sure how to respond against something weird that your opponent does in the beginning of the game as white, you can just take 2 enclosures for yourself and say that you're playing solid and no one can really refute you. It's like, don't you think you're playing slow here? No. I'm playing solid. I'm watching my shape. I'm respecting my opponent, okay? So I'm taking my strong positions and then I'm going to deal with what he's doing. It makes perfect sense. Doesn't it? Don't you think? It makes perfect sense. And I did just get that notification from an hour ago. 2 people who might be watching the stream, thank you both for your pledge on Patreon. Much appreciated. So alright, we could go here, but then our opponent's probably going to pincer, because, you know, strong corner. So he says, okay, if we're going to pincer here, then we can do something like this, which is actually kind of cool. I mean, Mr. Ke Jie over here splits, but if he played over here, it's almost a trap. Because it's threatening. It's like, I'm going to pincer tightly to attack this stone. Well, I'm going to come out here to play lightly. And then you come over here to play aggressive, and then you fall back into a light shape. That's kind of building up this area, right? This is one way that you could possibly play. This is a move that I don't use often enough. And then if your opponent, of course, says, I don't want to do that, then you've got these variations here to deal with. Right? You can play this way. Hello, Dasan. So yeah, I don't see the move often enough. I don't play it often enough in my own games, but I do like this move a lot now in response to the close pincer. I just love that follow-up there to make a area. But we don't see it, sadly. We see standard pincer, or split rather. And then here's where the game goes crazy. Those of you who were on stream earlier and you saw that DDCG game that we went over kind of briefly, really lightning fast, because I was looking for inspiration for my next game. Like, how was I going to play in my next game? I'm looking for inspiration. We saw DDCG play like a crazy person, and I'm not going to lie, we see something similar here. Because we don't get a base, we jump up. Usually it's like base time, right? But the danger here is we're kept low. Come on. Not that. And then we've got like a massive framework in the upper right that we suddenly have to deal with. That could be a serious, serious problem. Because almost all of these moves are forced. I mean, you could decide not to play one of them. You could be like, well, I'm not going to play this one, I'm going to attack over here. And then you get completely surrounded. And now you have to live in Gote. Congratulations. And you gave even more of a wall to your opponent. It's actually spanning the entire board now. I mean, the thickness from here is pretty much going across all the things. And we don't want things going across all the things. Usually. So we could try to omit it, but it kind of turns badly for us, right? Boop and boop. So he jumps out, I guess to maybe avoid a similar variation where he's kept low while his opponent can expand. But that means we get to attack. That's a problem. I don't see a base here. I don't see a shape here. So what, if anything, would you find folks recommend actually doing here with these two stones? Or P12, the cap does seem very, very normal to San. Does anyone have any ideas on what we should absolutely not do with these two stones? Chat's a bit behind. They're recommending that please don't get heavy. Yeah, heavy stones would be bad. Heavy stones would be bad. There is one thing that I did not expect here. Don't R14? I'm thinking you guys are saying don't R14. Yeah. I was looking for R14 specifically. So if you're saying don't R14, their saws, you are quite correct. You are absolutely correct. A move like this just kind of puts us into two groups, right? I mean, how are we possibly going to live with both of these, right? We would never, ever we do this, actually. This is his move. That's what he does. White is playing a very, very interesting game, this game. I would normally lean towards Dasan's suggestion, which you guys can't read. I haven't shown you chat. I'll give you chat right now. Ke Jie's chat. Blam. There we go. Yeah, I would suggest the P12 and making shape. But alright, let's see where this trip takes us. Splitting, clearly. We're not going to jump because that goes underneath. We're not going to play here because that goes in kills. So we're doing this. The split seems completely natural. So it jumps out, or not jumps out, extends out, forcing us to jump. This seems like a problem for white. Now, let's continue the fun. If I had to make a suggestion on where not, if you had to make a suggestion on where not to play next for white, where would it be? Where would it be? Channel your inner Q. Where do we play now? Get in touch with your inner Q. Where are we going to play now? Bezimga says we're not going to play R17. Levy says we're not going to play R17. Someone to be says he played R17. R17 has a reason. I think the reason would be bail on everything I've done so far, and let's just make something live. But this is usually the kind of thing that we see a lot of Qs play. They kind of just like jump around. like not really caring about their group. Yeah, Pandora. Sorry, that's just KGS audio. Nothing I can do about that. KGS audio might as well be me with a tin can just wiring some string to your house. That might as well be the audio quality. Though Desan always says it sounds fine. Compared to what I sound like on, I sound much higher quality on Twitch there. Alright, so here we go with this. I guess we're splitting. Now we've got 3 different groups here. Joy. But you know what? He's so nice. He's so nice. He's just like, you know what? I'm fine here. I'm gonna play nice and solid. I've surrounded you. You need to look after your 2 stones. And look at all I'm getting. I'm getting great stuff here. Dial-up audio? Oh yeah. Was that old audio player? I think it was called Real Player. I had that installed in like Netscape Navigator, I think it was. Back in the late 90s. That's the audio quality. That right there is the audio quality. Alright, so we got this. Now what? Well, time to get shape here. And Black's just like, you can do that. There's like nothing there for you. I don't care. I'm just gonna build because this is a huge area now. So now what are you gonna do? So alright. We got that. Now, this is a little bit too passive, the 33 point, or the D18 point. White plays here to begin some development of his own, because he needs territory. If we were to play here, we're probably going to see this. Into this, into that, into maybe over here. I mean, I don't even know at this point. It ain't looking good. White's encountering issues. Maybe not even here. Maybe that's too soon. Maybe that's even too soon. Maybe from the bottom. But you get the idea. You get the idea. Kind of like a one-way street. So we play here. Black must be super, super confident with what he has so far. Because he makes a little extension. I do mean little. He's not overextending. He's like, I want my territory here. But he's also playing strong, I would imagine, because he's eyeing these as putting it behind the enemy lines. Right? He's behind enemy lines now. White says, I'm taking more territory. And Black says, I'm going to teach you the value of influence. This is me being influential. I'm taking everything I built so far and I'm going to crush you. And even if I don't crush you, I can grow. Maybe not that though, because this begets this, in which case this area becomes kind of ridiculously large. So we probably wouldn't play square, because triangle is scary. So we're trying to escape with the letter Z. Well, Ina the Zuma, interesting thing that you should mention, because a lot of the bots lately have been playing influential styles, and the last person to play bots even commented something, I don't remember exactly his words, but something along the lines of he wasn't giving influence enough credit. So I would not be surprised if we see a serious influential lean right now in some professional styles of play as they try to investigate such claims. It would not shock me at all. Though White apparently doesn't care at all about influence. He's like, I'm just going to create a Z here, because a Z is a living shape. Here we live, which, again, is threatening large areas. Threatening them large areas. Poke. Getting some shapes, potentially. Black says, you can't come in. You can't come in. Now, I have had some light shapes in my day. I would never look at these stones and say, you know what, I think I'm alive now. I mean, I have a Z, I peeped, I'm pretty much behind enemy lines, but you know what, I think I'm alive now. I think I'm alive now, so let's start reducing. We're going to start reducing. At this point, you can't help but wonder if maybe we are overplaying. Because it seems like we're in trouble. It seems like we're still in trouble here. Like, aren't there ways to poke that? Are we really completely fine with this shape? I mean, granted, we have ways of coming out still, because this begets the cutting point. We have shape here we can get. We even have shape here we can get, or here for those of us who are paying attention. So it looks like it's difficult. It looks difficult. I like the question, isn't the attachment bad for the most part? It depends. If you are attaching to something weak, then it's bad. Because that weak thing could have been attacked, could do something with it later. But if you have something strong, like if we say, like right here on this board, you know what? There is no way, go away stupid stones, or markers, whatever. There is no way we can attack this. It's not happening. Then we can identify it as strong, and then we can't really make it stronger. So we can attach to that thing if we need to. If it was weak, then we wouldn't. We wouldn't attach here, for example. It's like, no, those stones are pretty weak. I mean, I might get some forcing moves out of this, but I mean, I don't think I like the idea of, this is just weird. We're making this nice and strong and alive. Maybe we could have attacked it or capped it or done something to it. Don't want to do that. Similarly, we wouldn't also be like, I'm attaching here. Because these stones are a bit weak, but the minute we attach, we're just like, okay. I was wondering how I'd be alive unquestioningly here. Thanks for answering. Got my answer. So that would also be a bad attach. So alright, we respond nice and strong. And then White says there's enough room here for me to make a base. Black says, I will compromise. Let me cut you, and you can live. White peeps, because he needs more than 2 stones here to be not dead. Defends. And surrounds. Now we can't be cut here, right? Looking for ways to not be dead. This is a good exchange for black, though, because now we can play the 3-3 with impunity. We connect up easily. And here you can see there's enough room to make life. There's an enormous base to be had here. Which is why Mr. Ke Jie was so comfortable trying to live back here. An area, it's nice to try to take a large area for yourself. But if you're trying to take a really, really large area for yourself, then you can kind of There's algae back there. It can get a basic and probably live. Very dangerous to take large sections like that. Still attacking. Good move. We got the clamp or the connect. So he still says that Mr. Ke Jie's not alive yet. White took one, we took the other, so that was a Miai, right? Got the exchange going on. This confused me because I thought we were going to connect and said be Atari. Until I realized, right, even if we do this, we can still connect underneath, so we're good here. Attachments, because we're looking for not death right now. This move I like as well. This move is trying to like deal with the Aji of here while strengthening the general area. It's like, okay, I'm gonna play here. It's like, right, I'm gonna play here, and then we can sacrifice, right? Connecting, connecting, connecting. Maybe get the stones in the corner for yourself, but white says no. I give up nothing. At this point, I want to point out one thing, and two things, and three things, and four things, and five things. We are getting a dangerous number of groups on the field right now. We're almost up to 5 groups that we've created so far this game as white, compared mostly to one of blacks, because these are kind of loosely connected right now. So if we split this, we'd up the number to 6. Looks like we're getting to split. This move, so nice. If we try this, we die, right? This move, very, very good. If you can't find it, you could easily kill yourself. So it's so difficult to not be dead if you can't find that move, right? Can't overstate how good it is to be able to see that. If you saw it before I clicked it, congratulations. You're probably not a bad player. Red saw it. Way to go, Red. Yeah, I know, Riptree. But this way, you can see we have that much more room. Plenty of room for life. And to add insult to injury, he did it in Sente. He didn't even live in Gote. He just lived. He just lived. Because he saw that stupid move. Which means time to reduce. At this point, I think we start getting nervous for Black again. Black had a lot going for himself, right? But you can see the area on the left now that White's developing while he's attacking. Suddenly the person who has the influence is kind of shifted over. It's like, well, I'm not letting this connect. These, I think, are time Sujis. It's like, is there anything here? Is there anything here? Not really. So I guess that means we have to push and cut. So here we go with this. I want to update the count, just so we're all aware that this is usually not something that we try in our games. Usually when we get to 6 and 7 groups, something of ours is going to die. Unless our opponent is right there with us, making weak groups just as we are. If we have like 6 or 7 groups and our opponent has 1, we're either going to have no territory or things are going to start dying. White says, I live. You like Group 5? Group 5 is scary. Group 5 is almost completely surrounded. So we're trying to do something with Group 5. Kill off the bottom. And we've got threats. But this is a little bit much. I mean, look at the threats that we've got going on here. That's a threat, certainly. Again, threaten to kill a middle. It's big. It's really big. But do you see how large this Ko is becoming? I mean, it's growing the left-hand side. These are threats, by the way, because they're cutting off the top group. Donk. Bloop. Threatens to kill. It seems like we have too many co-threats here to try to really fight this. And white says, fine, I'm going to ignore that. So black says, fine, I'm going to kill that. It looks like white's going to lose this game. I mean, how can you keep just making all of your groups live like this? What do you think? Top stones alive or dead? Top's dead? Win by... Oh, gonna sacrifice the stones. I like that idea, Red. I like that idea. Sacrifice them. I'm giving chat some time to catch up because they have 30-second delay. Levy says most likely dead. Okay. It's a cool little Go problem though. It's like, is there life here? Is there life here? Maybe, maybe not. We start with the cut. Don't need life, just a good sacrifice. That is true, but this is Mr. Ke Jie. You can't cage the Ke Jie, man. Going for life, or going for a kill. White lives for sure, so says Red Sky Tempest. Wait, I missed something. How did I do that? How did I do that? Yes. Oh, okay. There. Gotcha. Sorry, missed a move. My bad. And then he plays there. Now we're good? Now we're good. Okay. Sweet. Because now we're surrounded, right? So now we're fine. We've surrounded the group that only has one eye. It must be dead. It must be dead. White's preparing to get all violent on black. It's like, I got your eye, or I got the 2 stones. So black's like, can I defend my cutting point here in Sente? I don't know. Can you? Looks like it's pretty defended. So now we're kind of pretty alive. So we've got this, and we've got that. He ignores it. Threatens to kill off the stones over there. Got some stones. But we're still alive. So now we must not die with these stones because the left-hand side, remember, is still really, really big. You can see the problem here, though. We are getting attacked, though, so white counters. He's looking for Sente shape in the middle-ish area. So we see this little exchange. It's the only way to get the most out of the area. We could just extend up immediately, but it doesn't have nearly as much Aji. Because the cut's not really taken advantage of. Here are actual cut points. So we go here to kill that off. Now we're trying to net. Black connects. And white defends his bottom stones. The problem here is this defense also pokes at what is it, 5? Right? It's also poking at this thing, which serves to kill off those. And he's already poking at this thing to kind of help the bottom. It looks like this area is probably going to live. We're almost completely cut off here. And where's Black's territory at this point? And where's Black's territory at this point? The bottom right corner is Black's territory. Exactly. Not the middle yet. Because this isn't even out. Top right not alive. Can make Ko. Top right? Oh, yeah. You're referring to this one. This, right? That's a huge Ko, though. Yeah, that's desperate. Yeah, that's desperate. Instead of getting into these desperate situations, Black resigns here. White wins with his 6-group strategy. Because Black's left with almost no points. White has massive potential and a group to attack. Plus some stones that he can kill. Joy on that one. Crazy game. And it started off with this. It's like, this is light. That's light. This is shape, apparently. I'll keep that in mind for the future. This is light shape. This isn't some kind of weird W. No, this is light shape. I would never want to play this way. I think it is so incredibly risky, having 6 groups running around, having to juggle all of them simultaneously. I'm not that good of a juggler. I will, of course, see you Sunday. Those of you who attend real board lectures. Until then,